For those of you guys who are tuning in and maybe haven't watched the full of the DPC and are just looking at this matchup and you're saying, okay, this is going to be a total smash. Team Secret's going to wipe the floor with them. It's going to be easy 2-0. You might be right, but to give you context about the recent matches for Brame, they're currently 3-3. They managed to beat Hellbear Smashers, Tundra. Okay, expected. As you said, they beat Alliance. Fantastic win there. They also, in their losses, took a game off of both Team Liquid and Team Nigma. Like, these guys are legitimate threats to some of the top-tier European teams, and they very well may be able to prove to be a threat against Team Secret, who has not been looking the absolute strongest.
No, definitely. I gotta say, you know, next to Alliance, Brame have been the biggest surprise of this entire season. Not just because of the series they won, but they've looked good. Like, they look like a great team, and I'm impressed by the way they draft. They don't make too many unforced errors. A lot of the times in the games that they lose, it's more, it's close. Like, they're not just getting blown out. I kind of expected that coming into it, you know? They snuck through Division 2. They look better in this Division 1 than they did last season. So I think the team house definitely helped out a lot. They're very a momentum-driven team, which is what you're going to get when Skylark's on the squad, or SSA Spartan, the Wisp.
I mean, it's Skylark too, right? I feel like he's an offlaner who definitely excels. That's why his ET, I would say, looks so good, is because it is very much a momentum-based offlaner that can take over the game if it has a good start. And we see our mid lane matchup. That is going to be all important. Templar Assassin for Nisha versus Wish's Puck. What do you make of this matchup, both on hero and player side?
Well, it used to be just incredibly broken when the refraction damage also worked on denies, and you just could not play Dota as Puck. You know, one base armor, you just die. Like, 2 side blades, of course, doing pure damage, but he's taking 200 HP already. It really comes down to this first wave. You want to double it up if you can as Puck. That's why he's going to drag that into the tower. This is really well done. You want to get level 2 and then try to pressure TA with the creep wave advantage, as he's going to look to do now.
Let's see what Wish can accomplish here. Now, is part of the reason that you looked at them initially and thought they were just going to get run over, do you feel like that as a team they didn't look very strong in the lower division, or is it more about their individual players, that you feel like player to player they're just sort of outmatched?
A bit of both, really. I think that their drafting was a bit rudimentary. They were just first picking Wisp Gyro in a bunch of games, and, you know, I love Spartan, but his style of play and leadership is kind of a dying art nowadays. The pop-off is not really what you look at and see from the top-tier competitors. It's all about that calm, like, stone-faced composure. If you look across the scene, right? Gaze into China, you look at Kuro, you look at Fly. Like, all these captains are just chill. And Spartan's anything but they've definitely grown as a team. I think mostly due to their living together, their practice. You put in the hours.
Yeah, I mean, Matama, man, taking a bit of damage here. I like that you reference Kuro in that, right? He's the person who has had the most TI Grand Finals appearances, right? And what did that term from? What was it, TI9? He's like, guys, you have the calmest friend, mother friend in the building, in the game, in the world.
Yeah,
something like that. It's like, yeah, Kuro, that is exactly him to a T.
That's why I think you'll notice that every TI time it seems like it's the same cast of characters that are making deep runs. It is really difficult to play Dota, because all these guys, you know, you've got thousands and thousands of games of Dota. It's just that there's this select 20 or so that the risk-reward factor, it's like, you know, 20 games for $40 million. Whereas most of your life, you're just playing for fun, whatever, but if you can play just like it's a regular day, and know that there's 7 figures on the line for this series, that's what can make you a champion.
Wish getting nailed by side blades, but he is doing a pretty decent job keeping up in CS. As you said, the matchup is better than it used to be, and maybe the best it's ever been since now Water Runes help you kind of keep yourself sustained.
Yeah, that was a big issue back in the day. If you couldn't get the bottle up early and get a lucky rune, you were in huge trouble. But so much regen, you can effectively spam Q every wave, guarantee the archer for you. But yeah, so far relatively chill laning phase. Up top, I don't think this lane of Secret really wins, but they have really nice kill threat. You know, a cookie forward into a skewer back. It's Spartan's gonna have to be a little cautious.
That is not
his MO.
Not his MO whatsoever. It's Spartan being known to be very aggressive in his positioning. And we'll see how that does for his IO combination with Gyrocopter here. Yapzor is going to look to make sure that the pull is interrupted in some way. Spartan still managed to get it off, though. So hard to interrupt the easy camp pull nowadays. If you get one of the range camps like these Knolls.
Oh, dude, that Snapfire little shredder is so much damage. Wisp going to -3 armor. They're tanking all the shots.
I mean, like, Nisha is winning mid, but all the side lanes are doing very well. Skylark 19-2 against Matamba Man's 18-2, so they're definitely securing the Centaur a good lane. Gyrocopter's farming well.
I think you're okay with that, though, if you're Secret. You know, realistically, Brame don't get Ancients, like, ever, until the Gyro is huge, right? Whereas Secret, you can start taking them as a TA the moment you have maxed out Refraction, plus they have the Empower Wraith King combination, and a Wyvern to provide that ultimate BKB piercing team fight. So the single core of Brame is going to be tough. You know, we've talked a lot in the green room, a lot. Fogged and BSJ both theorized Gyrocopter is not viable unless you have a bunch of heals. You've got that, but he's a lot of your damage output as well. So
what?
You look at these stacks, man. This is
what was that golem?
Wait, what?
For some reason, he just went back to his home. He didn't want to get pulled. Not today.
Oh, was that a nighttime bug? Maybe
it might have been.
Went back to sleep way shortly. But yeah, I really like the Secret's scaling. I think Brame are going to have to hit a tempo and then just on map 24/7, because realistically with a Wisp, with a Pugna, with a Pug, like these heroes should never need to go back to base. And you are going to have to deny Secret their triangle. Otherwise, they're just going to farm everything with their TA Wraith King. And eventually, you're going to get hit with an AoE spell combo, and you're going to lose the game.
So that is going to be one of the first, like, okay, the laning phase, go all fine, well and good, but one of the first moves of Brame is going to be whether or not they contest the TA stacks. As Secret does manage to find the first blood for rotation from Yapzor. They catch Skylark Centaur farming and get the first blood.
I like that. This is the benefit of Zio is going for this Q build. So
what? His skeletons aggroed off of the hero death.
What's going on?
And that was the closest thing they saw because they have a ward up there on the cliff. So they could see the neutrals. So naturally, the skeletons said that was the closest thing.
He jukes the blast. Yapzor's probably still dead.
But he gets the gold. 28 gold for the ward.
Efficiency, baby.
Oh, skewer back. Almost getting the kill first. Is he actually going to live? Oh, no way.
That's insane.
You make best situation out of no situation.
I'm gonna Poppy's voice all game. So yeah, that's the thing. When Zai goes this Q build, see, he was level 5 when Yapzor rotated, so he's fine by himself. I didn't expect him to be that fine, but gotta be happy, and I think it's a dead bug now.
Yeah, he's still dead.
Wow, 2-shot.
The tempo cannot.
That TA trap lasting so long, and Nisha's done this a couple times now, taking the opposing easy camp away from the puck.
Yep. Also a big fan of the early Blightstone. I see a lot of TAs not grabbing it immediately. It's more valuable than the Wraith Band, especially against all these low armor heroes. So glad to see him grab that early on. And already point meld might be a blink rush. Typically when we see early points meld, it's for blink purposes.
Are you a bit surprised by that?
No.
Maybe they would just go more, just focus on farming on this TA.
It is in a way a farming tool though. Like yeah, the Deso helps you clear stacks and maybe sneak a Roche, but Blink as a positional tool also gives you the ability to just farm faster, and more importantly, against heroes like Puck and Pugna, if you catch them with either Decrep or Orb on cooldown, they are dead in 2 hits. So, big fan. And it allows them to then play around this hero that can actually be active. If you go for a Deso and then fall behind, suddenly it's like, well, me and Wraith King just kind of want to farm, but now we can't do anything. Your only real catch is this RP or Wyvern ultimate.
Now, Gyro, when it comes to ancient farming, won't be nearly as fast as the Templar Assassin, but he is quite good at farming these double camps. Stack both of them up, so that is at least a small advantage he can get for himself. 3-1. Not a whole lot happening in this laning phase. It seems like both teams are relatively content with farming, though it feels like Secret is getting better and better at the situation as time goes on. Mid lane matchup is being won harder and harder by this Templar Assassin, and he's clearing through the triangle at the same time. Yes, absolutely.
And the G comes out, so we will be underway.
Oh, the RP skewer back into 2. The TP in from Atomaman. Let's see if they actually have enough damage to be able to bring down Spartan here. They're going to go for it. Need a couple hits. I'm sure they've got it. Focus is still in a bit of trouble here. He's going to go for a TP out before the next stun is available.
Nice. You like how Matu was the one who unpaused? Immediately he's TPing in.
Yeah.
Got him. You may have paused the game, but Puppy comes up with a better strategy. Already a 2K gold lead for Secret. A lot of that is just Nisha, who is absolutely
found him. Hit the stomp too. Nicely played by Skylark there. Now Puppy will play his death for a bit, get off at least one spell. But very important to be able to hunt the Winter Wyvern behind his tower. Don't let him just stay there and be throwing out nukes constantly.
Is under attack.
Yeah, this is a really nice move from Secret, applying the pressure. Moving Matsu towards the
Gyro actually getting in front of that skewer. Might just be able to net him the kill as the next round of Rocket Barrage is there into the tree. Zai hiding away, but he won't be able to hide for long. Focus sticks on top of him and gets a little bit of revenge. But at the same time, Secret, they're pressuring top and mid at the same time. Nisha claims the mid tower.
That's Zai's happy with that. You know, he gets a free teleport. That's some gold in the bank. In addition, RP's on cooldown. He got the Empower off before death. So you apply that pressure, it means there's no hope of defending mid, the more valuable tower against the TA. Have we seen this Gyro build before? The skipping ultimate. He's level 7 with no ult.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many gyrocopters use it even just to be able to farm.
Yeah. Look at that. The gold advantage is about 1,000. It is legit from neutrals. Yep. So mostly just because you're farming ancients and gyros, and so we have the unpause. Hopefully Brame's ping stabilizes.
Okay, so Kyle, if farming ancients is so efficient and it's why Secret is up in net worth right now, why aren't we seeing more Templar Assassin, who's one of the most prominent
Give it some time. We will. Okay. It's been nerfed enough that people, I think, forgot about it a bit. It was somewhat soft, but it's coming back in a big way. And I actually like what Nisha had queued up. The Deso first into Dragonlance. Actually going to skip the Blink.
Okay.
And you can make arguments, like I was explaining why Blink could be nice. In this case, they're just going to play a more slower paced game. But Dragonlance is really nice as a TA after all the changes, specifically the talent, giving you that extra side blade range at level 10. You're hitting like a normal ranged hero. So you don't really need the Blink for optimum positioning.
But yeah, you combine that with the side blade change, right, where it doubles the range of what your normal range is. So if you guys haven't ever like tested it out, basically you can get like a ballista. Yep. And like, you know, Hurricane Pike and those sort of things. And the range that the side blade can go is just bonkers.
Let's see. I mean, Brame. Oh, hang on. We have a reload coming top. They're just in. They get the D ward.
They are really in here pretty deep. Spartan's going for the D wards. Winter's Curse to prevent him from reload. Because of the Winter's Curse change that makes it, if you're solo, if you're isolated, it only lasts, what is it, like 2.5 seconds or something? Yep, 2.5 seconds. So
that's not on the tooltip.
It's on the change log. So if you hover over it in one of those change logs.
Oh, you're right. Yep, it is. Okay, it's in the change log. Huh. But that's just so difficult, you know, newer players. That's why you got to hold alt, everybody. The real information is concealed in the fine print.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And even then, it may not be in that print at all. In which case, Google is your best friend.
2 towers. It's just one. Secret might be opting for a fight here. They have the RP. They know there's no reload.
Not have Stampede either to be able to get him out of here. So when he is skewered back, he is particularly in trouble. Now he's going to be saved for a moment by Decrepify. Dominant. Does he have any life to give? He's got a little bit to help out Skylark. They're still going to go for the RP there, heavily investing into this one. Skylark is still not dead until finally the nuke does come through from Puppy. Stoneman stuck in the trees here. Matubaman's going to cut his way through. Life Drain heals him up a little bit, takes away that first life. Stoneman a little bit left. He's going to get one more nuke off with the Decrepify. He's actually kind of dancing around. He's going to be okay. Spartan heals him up a decent amount. Matubaman's the one in trouble here. They have the Maelstrom on the Gyrocopter. He's going to catch up to Matubaman. He's going to need some god tier toggling here. The Gyro didn't really chase him, but the relocate in front of him, that is ultimately what's going to kill Matubaman. They do not have a stun.
Yeah, well, do you notice there was someone missing from the action? It was Nisha, who was just farming the entire time. Took his ancients, pushed mid-wave, took enemy ancients, and so this is the playstyle, right? This is why he's skipping Blink. He's just farming. Nisha playing the hard carry here. Matu with the armlet build, more of a space maker, and realistically, with Empower and with an early armlet, you're just incredibly gold efficient. But yeah, like that was unexpected. I would not have figured Secret to go that hard, even blowing the RP at the end there for the center. They could have just walked away and just said, okay, we brought 5, we only are 4. That's a win for us. We're wasting your time. But they wanted to continue chasing.
Brame doing an excellent job. Oh, another Stampede being used very defensively there.
Yeah, we've seen both in China and Ice, they always go phase boots on Centaur in this sort of situation just for the bonus armor. You can see their -12 armor coming in. Yeah. Like, he gets chunked without any armor assistance, and he's going to go straight for a blink too. So very risky build by Skylark in the event that, you know, the little shredder plus the Deso plus the meld hits, like he'll die in 3 hits.
They gotta move fast. They know what's happening. They got a successful scan, but they're just not gonna get there in time. And they're just gonna have to back out. It is so hard to be disciplined about being around the Roshan pit against these TA lineups.
And this is why
they could just do it so fast.
This is why it's going to come back, because it's just such a simple game for Secret so far. Yeah, it's 5-5, but they've gained so much just because TA exists. She's taken like 10 stacks of Ancients. Now it's a free Roche. So you're just gaining all these objectives without really ever even risking anything. So,
and they do have some TA answers, but that kind of ends the moment BKB is picked up, right? So they Brame is gonna have to do a lot in this timing between Nisha's Blink Dagger and his BKB.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's going for, like, I guess it just feels that he's far enough ahead. He wants to have optimal positioning, actually get onto the back line, because you can make an argument just to rush BKB and, to your point, be invulnerable, is so long as he pops it pre-stun.
The Hurricane Pike also kind of helping with the whole Blink Dagger idea, right? Because there are many heroes here, the Io and the Pugna especially, who want to be able to play pretty far back, almost directly behind a hero. And you get the right positioning for some side blades, and that increased range is going to catch those heroes.
Oh, they got that off.
Nice. Back again. They're going to make sure the RP is used, perfectly timed with the Stampede, the Winter's Curse, just to make sure that little bit extra time. Now, he does have a blink, but because of the change that happened to Splinter Blast, it means you can no longer just blink out of that.
That's true.
Oh, dear. Spartan getting caught by the coil. Oh, the final block coming in. Nisha actually is the one to bring him down, but he still has an Aegis, so they can't even heavily commit for this one. They might just be able to burn it out. No, they have nothing left, actually. The orb has already been used. Nisha's just going to walk away with 3 more minutes left on his Aegis.
Surprised he broke the coil there. I felt like he could have just potentially turned around and man-fought the Gyrocopter. That was a fight that Focus was not going to win. He'll have his Ags complete in just 900 gold, but really feels like Secret so far have the number, like, 2 kills, their gold advantage has gone up by near 4K, mostly just because they're out efficiencying the map. Another ancient stat coming out from Puppy. What are the numbers on that? That's got to be like 6 or 7 at least that the team has got for Nisha so far.
7 alone just by Puppy.
Yeah. 14. I think at least 8 or 9 of those are ancients. It's just, like, that's the gold advantage that Secret have in their pocket. Let's see. Halberd's going to be huge though.
Bounty, which my matriarch will prize.
Yeah, they need Halberd, and then when they have the Aghanim Scepter on Gyrocopter, they can burn through refraction charges very quickly. right? Between Rocket Barrage, his Aghanims, and then the Maelstrom as well. Like, there's so many instances of damage that are coming out.
It becomes a really fun way to watch fights, because Brame, it's going to be keep Gyrocopter alive, and he runs forward and tries to kill everybody. And it's a question of whether or not Secret can deal enough damage. And right now, I'd say they certainly have plenty. I like the blink on Matu. He doesn't really need to be greedy in this game, because he has a TA, he has Armor, he has Empower. So he's online.
In many ways, Nisha is the true carry of this game, right? Maybe we go super late game. Matu has to kind of take over that role a bit more, but...
Oh yeah, this is my favorite build too. Just Armlet AC, all in minus Armor. Oh my God.
Relocating out, is he gonna... Oh no, it's just too slow. It's a level 1 relocate, so it took forever, and now Spartan is very likely to die as well. Skylark's going to try and position himself, but of course Secret are going to be aware of this and try and get... Oh yeah, he just gets one shot and the Winner's Curse to be able to stop him. They skewer him on back, and one kill turns to 2 into a 3rd. Secret beginning to assert total control over the map now.
That's just... This is such a hard game. Because you're playing without vision advantage. There's TA traps everywhere. Look at the wards Puppy's just placed as well. These are beautiful. The one up top is also fresh. It's just, they see everything. And they've now got double blinks on 2 huge cores. Zai also with the blink, of course. And it's just too much damage. Way too much physical damage.
It bothers me that Templar Assassin is able to farm with traps. Zai in deep here. Dominant able to protect himself. Thanks to the Decrepify, and they're going to try and chase after him. Man, it's just so hard to find Nisha on the other side of things. They are trying to catch up to Puppy, but Matumba's going for the execution onto Spartan. Stampede is going to get him out of there. They're still focusing on this Templar Assassin. 5 more seconds. Oh no, they burned through the Aegis, and Nisha's still able to get the kill onto Focus. This is a lost fight for Brame.
This is a Secret we kind of expected to see coming into the season. Really not the greatest performance from them, sitting at 3-3. But Brame don't know if they've really done too much wrong. They're just getting beat by, like, Secret's winning the way we expected to see them win this season. You know, they 7-0'd in season 1, and they've just kind of come out the gate swinging here. Nothing really crazy. Very methodical, almost mechanic victory.
Yeah. Nice skewer back. Flashy is probably coming from Zai as he continues to get all of these skewers back.
We're behind schedule. That Division 2 game went late. We had some pauses, so Secret just doing what they can to get us back on schedule.
Yeah,
it's very kind.
Very kind indeed. If you could go back and change anything about Brame's lineup, like is there anything that really stands out to you that is a potential weak point that you felt Secret exploited? Because they felt like they just didn't even have... I mean, they had that good fight in the top lane, and it still felt like Brame just didn't have much of a hope. Nisha was just farming so fast.
Maybe Puck?
RP onto 2 with Matumbaman jumping on in, but it is still an IO Gyrocopter, and they certainly have a decent amount of sustain until Nisha comes in. Nisha, fortunately, that Meld Strike is going to be dodged down by the Decrepify. Brame reluctant to go back in, though. Even with the vision advantage, they're not going to take it.
This is one of the ways I've seen Puck beaten in Asia, China and SEA, where you just grab this TA. He can't really gank bottom. Wraith King, one of the better matchups against Puck as well. Oh, you want to coil me? Well, I'm respawning. Like, you're going to blow all of your spells on a hero that has a built-in Aegis. Oh, love this. The Ags and the Shard, the Wagamama special. So Shard really cool, especially against the Wisp, because you can silence the reload. And now he's coming
Where's
in.
the Arkosh line? He's already dead.
They don't have the voice back, do they?
No, he should. 3 dead from Brame.
What do you do?
It is looking
Now,
very hopeless.
As a note, the reason this build works for the viewers at home is because the Secret are so far ahead. Ags Shard TA is not necessarily what you should buy every single game, but when it's effectively just extra gold, you'd still be ahead even without these items. It makes you unstoppable, and when you're playing against a draft that is with Gyro, this global teleport is just honestly imbalanced. And
yeah, I mean, the map is completely closed down at this point. They tried to split push the other side of the map. They're like, okay, Secret's bottom, and then all of a sudden, boom, Nisha's there.
now the AC, oh my god.
Yeah.
It was 5-5, remember? Relatively even game.
Dire's
11
bottom
straight
tower
kills,
has fallen.
and that gold graph moving up. Not quite as fast as other graphs that I've looked at this past year, but pretty fast, pretty
Dire's
rapid
bottom
acceleration.
tower is under attack.
Highest amount of net worth at 22 minutes on any hero.
Wow.
This DPC region. I'm sure you would probably be putting up a pretty good fight against all the other regions and last season as well. I mean, this is an insanely farmed
Yep.
EA.
It's one of the better heroes as well.
Dire are
Considering the
scanning.
position Secret's in, right? They had a rough season, but they'd like to go to the major. They don't want to drop to Division 2 potentially in the event Tundra were to win. They lose a tiebreaker if they drop this series. And heroes like TA, I think TA, Alchemist, Medusa specifically, probably the best for better teams to play with, because ultimately you just farm. And Brame, to win this game, would have had to play incredibly well, deny these Ancients way earlier, find kills, and just straight up outplay Secret for the first 15-20 minutes of the game if they wanted to take a W. Otherwise, you know, the Ancient stacks are going to happen. The Roche is going to happen, and then one fight, and the game's blown open.
Waiting for Nisha to appear. There he is. Shows up on Wish with the silence put on him. Almost executes him. They're going to try and get away. He, by the way, Nisha still has that BKB. Another great trap. Everybody down to a crawl here. The Winter's Curse on 2. Plus, they had the RP on the other 2, but they're inside of the Winter's Curse. So not much damage done, but as soon as the Winter's Curse is gone, Brame is all dead, and they're going to call the GG here. I mean, they just got robbed.
15 unanswered kills, Cap. And I mean, I don't think his cam is even frozen. He's just a stone-faced assassin, Cap. My man just grabs him by the jugular, the whole game choked out. Nisha.